Hey folks, welcome back to LeafGreen vs. Blue. We're here in the Cinnabar City Pokemon Gym, ready to take on Blaine, the Fire-type gym leader. And we're actually getting really close to the end of the gym challenge, and the end of this series, actually. It's getting kind of freaky, honestly. Anyway, he leads off with a Growlithe, level 42. There are a couple differences between Blue and LeafGreen here, but a lot of them probably won't come into play because it's an unevolved Pokemon at this point in the game, and if you have something with Surf, are probably going to one-shot it. It's worth noting that in LeafGreen, it has Intimidate, which can cut your physical attack if you're using ground or rock moves, and it also has Fire Blast in LeafGreen, not in Blue. Ponyta, kind of a similar story. It's unevolved at this point, which means its defenses aren't that great. It has Fire Blast in LeafGreen, doesn't in Blue, and has an ability in LeafGreen, but it's Flash Fire, and if you're using fire moves against anybody in this gym, you should probably reevaluate your strategy. Kingsley here gets Agility. Agility, cool move for cool people, makes you faster, and definitely more useful than some of the other moves currently on his moveset. Next up is Rapidash. So Blaine's team, he starts with unevolved Growlithe and Ponyta, and then has the evolved Rapidash and Arcanine. Movesets actually are incredibly similar between the unevolved and the evolved forms in both Blue and LeafGreen. God, I'm just destroying things. God, Kingsley, you're so powerful. Yeah, Arcanine is his highest level Pokemon. And it's probably, if something's going to give you trouble, it's probably going to be the Arcanine. I mean, look, it survived one Surf, so you know it's powerful. So like the Growlithe, this thing has Intimidate. So if you are coming in with rock or ground moves, like Earthquake or Rock Slide or something, trying to use super effective moves that aren't water, that 2 Intimidates could stack and make it actually a little bit difficult for that to work. But it'll maybe turn it into a 2-shot or a 3-shot when it was originally a 1-shot or a 2-shot. And yeah, then it goes down. Yeah, bring a water Pokemon with Surf that is a decent level, and that's probably gonna be fine. They don't pull too many tricks in this gym. Yeah, that's the story. Now, because this was such a short episode, I did decide to tack on the Sevii Islands side quest that only exists in LeafGreen as part of this video. So, in Blue, you beat Blaine, and then you go up to Viridian, and you fight the 8th gym, and then you're ready for the Pokemon League. In LeafGreen, they decided to add an optional little side quest here on a set of islands that clues you into, hey, there's another little portion of the game here that exists and will open up more in the post-game. There are 3 islands that we can explore, 4 more that you can explore in the post-game, and then 2 that are event only. This is Celio. He's one of Bill's buddies, and he's trying to figure out how to communicate with other PCs in other regions, including, eventually, PCs in Hoenn for Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Now, our task today is to deliver that meteorite over to someone on 2 Island. But of course, it's never going to be that simple. That would be the lamest fetch quest. So let's head out. Now I did cut out pretty major sections of this quest, and by major I mean long and uneventful. Now I cut some travel time, I cut some battles. I basically wanted to tell the story of this quest, but not bog you down with details. Because honestly, like combat-wise, there's not a whole lot to this quest. There are battles, but they are lower level than the battles you've been facing already in the main game. Because I didn't want to make them too high level, because then you would get a ton of experience, and it would throw off the level curve, and because it's optional, they didn't want to like make the 8th gym and the Elite Four harder to compensate for that, because that would be unfair to people who skipped it. Anyway, this is the guy we're supposed to deliver the meteorite to, but his daughter is missing. And she's very on the nose, named Lostel. And then that punk just drove a motorcycle straight into a building, which I have to admire the audacity of. But yes, so we need to go find Lostel in order to let that guy have us deliver the meteorite to him. And once we've done that, we can return to Bill and Celio and say, hey, I did the thing. So, let's take a trip over to Sevii Island, which is currently under siege by punks with motorcycles and mohawks and dyed hair. Those monsters. So yeah, there are a couple of these bikers. You'll fight a few in a row, and then once you've wiped the floor with them, the boss will be like, hey, cut it out. And as I was saying, the levels here aren't too threatening, and these guys don't have anything you haven't seen before. They're basically, you could have thrown them on Cycling Road, and they would be, I mean, probably tougher trainers on the route, but they wouldn't be out of place. They have wheezings and mucks and coughings and grimers. Nothing you haven't dealt with before. You fought these things in Koga's gym. And Blaine had a level 47 Arcanine, and this guy is dishing out 39s. You are going to be fine. So I was leading with Katrina, probably to get her a little bit more experience, but obviously bring in Drew, and they will be absolutely annihilated. Perfunctory reminder, I guess, that wheezing and coughing have levitate, so ground-type moves won't work against them. And because this is LeafGreen and there's no blue equivalent, there is no circumstance where I can advise bringing a ground-type move to wipe the floor with these dudes. So, bring a Psychic instead. Ta-da! Now, I'm a bit torn, because either this guy is the final boss, or there's something even more disappointing to be the final boss of this side quest. There's also a Pokemon Center right there. You can go over there if you want to heal. So yeah, Lostel is over by Bond Bridge in the Berry Forest. And now that blockade is out of the way, we can go track her down. And I'm just going to completely skip over Bond Bridge. There are trainers here, I think, but nothing remarkable. And on the other side of Bond Bridge is the Berry Forest, which, if I could say one thing for it, it's actually quite pretty. They took the tile set for Viridian Forest and made the trees gold, which looks really nice. It's a nice way of remaining visually distinct while keeping the same kind of vibe that Viridian Forest had. Also, one thing I'm really glad about the way I did this series, you may notice every few steps I'm stopping and then the music resets. That's because I'm editing out wild encounters because I didn't use repels for some ungodly reason. Really glad I didn't have to do that for most of this series. Anyway, Lostel is back here in the corner. She's very terrified of a certain mysterious Pokémon, the likes of which the world has never seen. Yeah, it's a Hypno. How you doing, Hypno? So Walter's in a bad place right here. I'm not sure how he got into that situation, but it does provide a convenient way to set up a mirror match. And you can probably tell how this will end. This is the other option of what might be considered a final boss for this quest. It's really weak. It sort of feels like maybe a response or counterpoint to the Marowak in Pokemon Tower, which is also level 30, but you can't catch that one, and you can catch this Hypno. So maybe it's a little apology or something, I don't know. Anyway, back at Lostel's dad's house, I don't think this guy actually got a name, we can deliver the meteorite and finally fulfill that fetch quest. And we get a moonstone for our trouble. Nice. But yeah, that is the Sevii Islands side quest. There's more to do in the post-game. I'm not going to be including it in this series, because this series is focused on comparing the main games, and Blue really doesn't have a post-game. It has Mewtwo, and that's about it. So now we just gotta head on over and let Bill know that we're done. So maybe you've gotten a couple levels out of going on this quest, but it always felt kind of lame to me. Not very exciting. Not too climactic, pretty inconsequential. But anyway, that takes care of the Sevii Islands and Blaine. Next time, we'll be taking on the 8th gym. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.